Welcome back to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart, and there are concerns about the future of American infrastructure. Alicia Nieves found how aging dams are putting homes and lives at risk.
Hawaii is often thought to be a picture of paradise, and it is. But a look at Hawaii can also give us a snapshot into the dangers of aging dams in America. In 2006, one of the state's oldest dams failed.
It was like a reverse tsunami. It was as if a tsunami didn't come from the ocean, it came from the mountains. I had a hard time getting my bearings at first.
Directly in the path
What is it? What am I looking at?
was one of Bruce Fearing's properties.
And it was devastating to see the destruction that this tsunami coming down from the mountains had caused. It was shocking. Where's the house? Where are the trees? Where's anything? All of a sudden, you know, the police and the firemen were there and they're saying, were there people? And I said, yeah, there are people. They're living in a house right there. The house is not there.
7 people lost their lives. 4 Fearing's family friends, his son-in-law, his oldest daughter, and his young grandson, Rowan.
We found 3 of the 7 bodies and the rest were lost forever.
The tragedy on Kauai was caused in part by the dam's nearly century-old infrastructure, and in part because its private owner was overfilling the dam's emergency spillway with little oversight.
Those in government should have insisted upon the state maintaining its dam inspection schedule, which they didn't.
The state's Department of Land and Natural Resources has made changes since.
There was statutory changes as well as new administrative rules that we did pass.
In the past decade, funding has also increased for inspections and repairs. However, Hawaii still leads the country in the number of dams listed in poor condition, with at least 50 in the Aloha state deemed high hazard, meaning if they fail, the outcome could again be deadly and destructive.
We are working as best as we can for our program. We are a regulatory agency, and so there are some things that are outside our authority.
To be more transparent, the state has created new online maps of all of its dams with information on current danger levels and evacuation plans. But beyond Hawaii, there are more than 1,600 dams in at least 44 states and Puerto Rico that have infrastructure listed in poor condition with high hazard.
I think it's a very important thing for people to know today that there's a lot of people who are vulnerable to the potentials of dam breaches, and they should know that they're vulnerable because they're the people who should be raising their voice to say, there's a dam. If it lets go, the same thing that happened to Bruce Fearing on Kauai could happen to our family.
For The Race, I'm Alicia Nieves.
One of the most well-known dam failures in recent memory might be this one. The dam in Oroville, California failed in early 2017. Its main spillway cracked, forcing the state to use an emergency spillway. That caused erosion, which made the surrounding land less stable. Crews spent months fixing it and planting native seeds that can put down roots and make the land more stable. Earlier this year, the rebuild was named one of the top 10 outstanding civil engineering projects in the world. We're going to take a look at some unique ways infrastructure is impacting Americans next.